Okay, hello everybody. Have a good one and be welcome to your English class. It's so nice to be with you one more time to begin in another week. And we have another value and another vertical from the Bible. For this week, we are going to learn about wisdom. Wisdom is gonna be the word and the value for this week. Okay, let's go to Proverbs 2:6. It says to us, for the Lord give wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Okay, one more time. For the Lord give wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Okay, pay attention for this because it's similar. The New International Version, it's similar like Reina Valera 1960s. It's so similar. Just two difference. If you pay attention, there is two difference. The first one is in the word Lord. We have in English Lord. In Spanish, in this case, we have this word is the Spanish version for the word Yahweh and Hebrew. Okay, but for American, or well, for English translators, they don't, it's not common to use this word. The name for the Lord is in capital letter, is right in capital letter, and we have the first one, and the second one is in this word. We have in Spanish this one, but in English we have understanding. If we make a translation, okay, for the Spanish from New International Version, is like porque el Señor da la sabiduría, de su boca viene el conocimiento y el entendimiento. Okay, it could be one translation for the New International Version to Spanish, and we get to difference. This is the first one, difference, and this is the second one. Okay, well, that's gonna be all for tonight for the versicle, and then we have to go to the material about reading and conversation. Let's see. For today we go to the okay, the last of us. The last of us. Okay, this is gonna be the lecture, that reading for tonight. Tell me, who want to practice English for tonight? I need one volunteer to make this reading for this part. Who want to be the volunteer for tonight? Okay, Edgardo, come on.
Okay, teacher. The Last of Us. In recent years, game designers have grown up and are designing games that are not just ways of scoring points, but are more mature emotional experience like a movie or a great TV series. The Last of Us is the story of two survivors in a world that has been destroyed by disease. Joel and middle-aged men who will I'm sorry who will do I'm sorry anything to survive teams up with 14 years old alien. Together they must cross apocalyptic United States and defend themselves against hostile humans and cannibalistic creator infected with a virus.
Okay, thank you so much, Edgardo. Good done. And you make some correction in some wrong words. That's nice, but we have to remember the pronunciation of this is like of. It's like to say just the O and the B of. The last of us of. Okay, and for
Okay,
okay, thank you. And for this one, creatures, and virus. This is a virus.
okay, teacher.
Okay, very nice. Thank you for your participation. Great effort. Go to the next part. I need another participation for another volunteer for this part. Tell me, who want to practice English tonight?
Me, coach.
Thank you, Jairo. Come on.
Okay. The relationship between Joel and Ellie is the central focus of the game, with all other parts developed around it. Actors Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson portray Joel and Ellie through voice and motion capture. The original score was composed and performed by Gustavo Santaolalla. The Last of Us was one of the best-selling games on the PlayStation 3, selling over 1.3 million units in its first week and over 8 million units within 14 months. It won many Game of the Year awards from the several games magazine critics and Game Awards ceremonies, making one of the most overrated games in the history, and is considered to be one of the greatest video games of the all time.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for your participation, Jairo. Don't. Well, let's see. I want to make a question. Somebody here has been played this game or know something about this game, or is the first time that you are hearing something about this game? Tell me. Did you know about this game or no? We don't know anything. Nobody?
It's new for
I
me.
never, yeah,
Okay.
never saw it before or
You-
never played it before.
Okay, you never played. What about?
I've not played, but yes, I know about this game.
Okay, you're not played the game, but you know, Mariana haven't played too. Okay, somebody knows. I never played this game. The last game that I played was for a Nintendo 64, but for play some games for PlayStation. Somebody say PlayStation 1, but it's just PlayStation. But since PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 5, I don't know anything about the games. I don't know anything. But let's see. Okay. We have here some activities for this reading, and we are going to do this. Well, at first, we have here some words in bold letter. Okay, remember bold letter. Well, at first, thinking in Spanish. We are going to thinking in Spanish. Here we have designers. What is the meaning for us in Spanish? Tell me.
Diseñadores.
Okay, very nice. Well, and go to the next. Mature. What is the meaning for this?
Mayores.
Please, can you repeat? I can hear you.
Yes, it refers a mayores.
Ah, thank you so much. About the age. It's about the age, okay? Well, let's see. Survivors. What is this?
Sobrevividores.
Sobreviviente.
Sobrevi-
Okay.
Sobreviviente, gracias.
That's correct. Thank you so much. Survivors, sobrevivientes. Post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalíptico.
Okay. And hostile, what is hostile?
Hostil.
Hostil.
Very nice. What about cannibalistic?
Canibalismo.
Okay, very nice. And a virus, okay, is the same. It's just a changing in the pronunciation. Virus, virus, okay. Portray,
Retrato.
okay. Score,
Rotación.
Puntuación.
okay. And considerate,
Considerado.
okay, very nice. Thank you for your Spanish translation for this word. It's great. But there is some words that we have to make maybe a context for a better application. The first one is the word for mature. We have mature. Okay, I'm going to do this one. Okay, maybe the players for the video game players know this. There is a ranking for video games according to the age for the people. There is the SRIB, is the ASRB for making a classification for video games according if they have explicit concepts like violence, maybe blood, maybe sex, maybe drugs, and this is about mature. They are this is a game designed for mature people. For example, if we go to the to Google and we make a question to Google, hey Google, tell me about mature classification for video games. Okay, there is the M that fills with M from mature. Okay, as person for 17 years and older, and is like this. Is ESRB is in this case we have all these letters. If you have maybe a child, or maybe you have a son or your daughter thinking about buying some video games, because there is a classification about the video games according to the ESRB. Okay, this is like a rate for making a classification. Okay, and we are talking this game, the level of is a mature video games, and it's for 17 from 17 years old. Okay, we have another game. For example, if we're thinking about Mario Kart, or maybe we think about Nintendo's games, most of Nintendo's are in the teen, in the content for teenagers. But this one, these two, okay, these two part M and A, that means that is maybe a classification for the content. We are going to find this violence, blood, gore, sexual context, and maybe a strong language. Okay, this is about the mature word. Because if we're thinking mature, okay, it's mature, but for games, it's to saying about that classification for the age for the people that are going to play. Okay, let's go to one more. Well, we have post-apocalyptic. Apocalyptic is maybe a word that is not used in a correct way, because apocalyptic comes from revelation. That is the mean for apocalyptic in the Bible, revelation. And we are talking about this one. we think about the end of the word. For common people are going to say, okay, the apocalypse is the end of the world, is the end. Post-apocalypse is the time that goes, then pass to the end of the world. Okay, but this is not interesting. It's a little interesting, but not for today. I want to go to this one, to portray, because we can say, okay, you say me retrato. Okay, but in this case, is for a role play. Okay, if we find these actors, because they are actors, if we go to this part and we take a look for these actors, okay, Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson make two things for The Last of Us. At first, they made the motion, the capture motion for making the movements for the video games. And they use their voice for the game, the original game in English, the original game in English. I listened to some of these new games in Spanish, but it's Spanish like Castellano, and it's a little weird. It's a little weird when I listen that. I think I am old school about video games, and I prefer to play video games in English. But I know there is some translation for Spanish, Latin American Spanish speakers, but it's common now. But previously, we are only to find games with Spain. Okay, well, let's see. And what is the mean for in this case for the word portray? Okay, diríamos retrataron en Spanish, retrataron. Ellos like a role play. It's like a role play in a movie. This game, remember, one of the most interesting in these games is to be realistic, and for that they used actors for making the new games. Okay, and there is another interesting word, and it's score. Score. Okay, you say it's like puntuación. Okay, but there is, I think we have to thinking about, because the score is here in two parts. For example, we have scoring points. Okay, this is the way in that we're thinking, okay, a score is like puntuación, to get points. Okay, but in this time, take a look for the complete original score. Okay, don't think only in a score. Please, thinking in original score. What is the meaning for this? Somebody know what is the meaning for original score, or some idea?
The first score that they have.
No, another idea?
Maybe it's soundtrack.
Very nice. That's correct, Jairo. Is the music. Is the soundtrack, is the music for a game. Okay. Currently, the games have music, but this is not new. This is not new. Maybe we know about the movies. The movies has soundtrack. Okay, in the movies we get soundtrack, but in this case for games, we are going to find soundtracks, but it's normally like original score is the name for the soundtrack in a game, in a video game. It's an original score, and this score is not for point. It's come from the score of the music. like to thinking in the do re mi fa sol la si, okay, in the songs and in the music is another kind of word. Original story, remember, is music. In a video game is like a soundtrack for the movies. Okay, very nice. Let's see what we have here. Well, just that. I think we have to explain these terms because we can think about, or they are so general, and if we don't get the specific context, maybe we can think, okay, we are talking about another thing. We are talking about another definition for the word. Okay, let's see. You are going to help me to answer these questions. To get it easy, I'm going to copy these questions and we are going to go here and you're going to tell me what is the correct answer. Just wait me. Okay, I'm going to do this one, clear this part, and now we are going to paste this, and we are going to make the answers. Okay, tell me, what kind of game are designers making for adults now? Tell me. What do you think about number one?
Teacher, but the answer can be the context about the text, or we don't work.
Mm, I think we can say, in this case, nature, but
Okay.
something else, something else.
For example, the game can be with a reference about the post-apocalyptic, or the experience can be the movie and great TV series, because the game tried to give that emotion for the game.
Okay, very nice. It's emotional experience. Emotional experience. We're going to say, they are making games with emotional experience. Okay, because I think gamers, currently gamers are saying, hey, just making the scores, just 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 5 points. It's a boring. It's a boring for me. The new gamers like to something like an experience with emotions. Okay, for that they make this like a movie or maybe like a TV series. The thriller games are very nice because they is like to be playing, but you can feel the fear like in a movie, in a horror movie. Okay, well, let's see. Number two, what is the most important feature of The Last Us? The Last of Us.
The post-apocalypse.
Post-apocalyptic. Okay. Maybe it can be one, but I think there is many games like post-apocalyptic. For example, I can think about Doom. Doom is like post-apocalyptic. I can think too about Quake. It's another game. It's an old game, but it's post-apocalyptic. What more? What more do you think? Another feature.
Maybe the characters are captured on computer, the motion compute, the motion capture.
The motion capture, okay, it could be another one, motion capture, but this is not new. This is not new. I can think, for example, about Mortal Kombat #1 from 1990s, maybe 90s, the 90s. They use motion capture in Mortal Kombat, and they for that they only use maybe, I think there was 4 or 5 actors just for making the 7 or 8 character for Mortal Kombat for the first one. It's not new. Post-apocalyptic is not new. Motion capture is not new. What more? What more do you think?
The characters, Ellie and Joel.
Okay, it could be, we can say they use actors, okay, the actors, but actors is not new for video games. It's not new to use actors. There are another video games using actor, maybe not famous actors, but just for no, for the movies, but not for the gamers. Something else.
I think it's the story. Because
Maybe the
it's are
history.
really different.
Okay.
It's about the relationship between Joel and Ellie. It's like a father and daughter, and like to survive.
Very nice. Okay, maybe all this one. It could be like thinking it's a post-apocalyptic. Okay, they have to survive. Okay, they have to survive. And if you think, for example, about there is a virus, and this virus convert to the human to cannibalistic creatures, that is not new. Hey, we can thinking, tell me about some video games, or maybe tell me about movies that are going to the same that we are talking to this one. For example,
Resident Evil.
okay, this is one. Okay, this is one. It's a video game, and then the movies. Okay, what more? Do you know a movie? For example, do you remember the movie for I Am a Legend? Do you remember this movie? Yes, Will Smith. I Am a Legend. It's similar to this.
The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Okay, this is a series.
Guerra Mundial Z, teacher.
Okay, World War Z. Okay, very nice. Another one.
Star Wars.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, there is many. I think this is not new. Maybe this is not new about talking about post-apocalyptic, to be a survivor, to zombies, to virus, and many things. It's not new. Maybe it's not new in the movies or maybe in the game. But Jairo says something interesting. There is a relationship between these two characters. The relationship between Joel and Ellie is the central focus of the game. Okay, maybe we don't know this because we never played this video game. We have to play the video games and find to this one, and we can get a better comprehension about this. But the most important feature is the relationship. The relationship, okay, between Joel and Ellie. Okay, let's see. Thank you. Well, number 3, which actresses play Ellie and how does she do it? Okay, is Ashley? Johnson is the name. Ashley Johnson. What did she do? Okay. She did motion capture and voice. Okay, motion capture and voice. Number 4, what happened to their wall? What do you think about this?
The world has been destroyed.
Very nice. And humans, we can say, and humans infected with a virus. Okay, if you think in the real life, okay, like a bid, maybe. Well, number 5, what will happen if they are attacked by infected creatures?
Maybe they will acquire the virus.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. They okay, if you're thinking about this, is like in many movies. There is another movie is 12 Monkeys for Bruce Willis is another movie for in the same topic. Okay, we can find many things, but the most important for this video game for gamers is about to get the experience. What thing is that you can what you can watch in a movie, what you can watch in a series, what you can watch on your TV or maybe on your cell phone or whatever kind of a screen. But another one is like to be immersed into the experience in a video games and like to feel what I am doing here. There is gonna be some possibilities. I don't know if you play this, but I think this is like the video games if that you can make him different ending. You can find different ending. I don't know, I don't really remember about what is this game, but it's an interesting game because the designer for this game say you can finish this game just in five minutes or 10, I don't remember, but 10 or 5 minutes you can find you can play all the game and making maybe days, several days, months to finish this game. But there is one way to finish this game just in 5 to 10 minutes. And is like to make a decision. You have to make this decision. If you make that decision, you are going to do all the game. But if you do like staying in this chair, you can complete the game just in 5 minutes. Ok, bueno, cerraríamos con esto. Hay una gran variedad de estos juegos, ¿verdad? Que vienen hoy en día, traen su historia, traen sus personajes que atraen, atrapan. les agregan cosas que, como hemos dicho, no son nuevas, ¿verdad? No son nuevas. Esto de la motion capture, las voices, las soundtracks, tener una historia que enrede, digamos, las cosas como esa del canibalismo, los zombies, los virus, lo posapocalíptico, no es nuevo, ¿bien? No es nada nuevo. Pero lo que tratan de aportar estos juegos muchas veces son las experiencias, las experiences que los personajes van creciendo y la mayoría de esas historias hoy las diseñan como que fuese una especie de flujograma, vea, donde el que está, el gamer, puede irse por esta línea, pero si toma esas decisiones se va acá y si toma estas otras se va acá. Hace poco estaba viendo un juego que no recuerdo el nombre, pero ya lo vamos a buscar, que quienes lo han diseñado, ¿verdad? Revelaron un secreto de que el juego se podía terminar entre 5 a 10 minutos de estar jugando. Que para terminarlo en ese tiempo, lo único que tenía que hacer el jugador era dejar al personaje sentado en una silla donde inicia el juego hasta que el que es el presunto villano del juego regrese a la habitación. Pasado un tiempo regresa. Vea, pero si la persona comienza a levantarse, a hacer acciones o a hacer cosas ahí, tiene que destapar toda la olla de la trama. Pero podría haber terminado la trama con solo quedarse ahí sentado, vea, sin hacer nada. Entonces, parte de eso es una experience, darle al gamer, darle la oportunidad de que decida qué es lo que ocurre, qué es lo que pasa, si hace una acción buena, si hace una acción mala, qué repercusión va a tener. Y por eso lo nuevo en todos estos juegos es la experiencia. Y cada jugador va adquiriendo diferentes experiencias. Y por eso los diseñan con esa lógica hoy de como un diagrama de flujo, ¿verdad? Donde si haces esto, vas a obtener esto. Si haces lo otro, vas a irte por este lado. Okay, well, that's gonna be all for today about this reading. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye and take care, everybody.
Good night, teacher.
Goodbye. Have a good one.
Bye, teacher.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye. See you tomorrow.